We back. I'd like to welcome y'all back to the Hound versus Everybody podcast. As y'all already know, I got the king of the Uno reverse with me, JR Rico. JR Rico, say what up to the people.
What's going on, beautiful people? What the lit read?
Hey, the verses went down.
Yeah, it went down, bro.
I know we're a little late on the recap, but we was out of town checking them Dolphins out. But we here now. But give you an opportunity to, really, really
Right.
give a true opinion on how you feel. Because you could be a prisoner at the moment at some time.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you get a chance to rewatch it.
Yeah.
It was an epic versus.
Yeah.
Even though I'm gonna let you get your input on it. But who you thought won the versus?
Okay, so first of all, shout out to both parties, man. That was a really, really great body of work that they displayed. And I definitely would, as a fan of hip hop and a man from the South, I truly admire what them boys had. Well, men and women had put out there on display. So, but to answer your question directly, on first glance meaning watching it live, I thought Cash Money won it, and it wasn't close.
Yeah.
Because I felt like they had the bigger records, and just looking at the crowd, they were singing along to more Cash Money records than No Limit records. But you got to put things into context. This was a complex con. You saw a lot of the younger people out there who wasn't too familiar with No Limit. They probably knew of it, but they just wasn't familiar with it because they wasn't part of that era when No Limit was really running the game. That was on first watch. On second watch, when I took the CMR, because I'm Team CMR all day. When I took the CMR shades off and I watched it just as an individual who just loves hip hop, I thought No Limit won. For a variety of reasons. The first reason was it was clear No Limit came prepared. No Limit came for war, and Cash Money came on that BS. It was almost the equivalent of Dipset versus the Lox. Yeah. It was like almost deja vu. Second, No Limit was rapping on instrumentals. Cash Money was rapping over regular songs. Like Cash Money was just rapping over their vocals. I felt like No Limit practiced, they prepared, you saw it, they even the way they dressed was in unison almost. And most importantly, everybody showed up that wasn't locked up.
Yeah.
That was a real deal breaker for me. And you and I spoke on the phone afterwards. And I'm like, you know what, man? No Limit won just off that alone. Because Lil Wayne and Turk did not show up for whatever the reason internal beef is, I thought that was a huge blow, no Diddy, to Cash Money. Also, I was very frustrated with the lack of preparation Cash Money displayed, especially coming from Manny Fresh, because Manny Fresh is usually always prepared. And it was almost like they was just winging it. Granted, their counter punches came off well. It was almost like, look, bro, y'all only got 10 records. It should have been 10 of y'all best records. It should have been, it should have been 10 of y'all bangers, and y'all should have been prepared, because it wasn't like I was going for 20. And that's another thing. I think if it would have went 20 for 20 like the verses were intentionally created, I would have thought Cash Money would. But nonetheless, at first watch with my CMR shades, I thought Cash Money won. But when I took the CMR shades off and I watched the verses for what it was intended to be, I think No Limit won, man. That's just my opinion.
Well, like I said when we was talking about the verses from the beginning, I was leaning towards Cash Money, but my experience of coming up with the No Limit movement was like, man, I'm gonna ride with No Limit. And after I saw the verses, and like I was explaining to you, like I never really ever experienced those two groups movements like that it made me realize there was a difference in their music. And that's what gave me the feeling that No Limit won that music, because like I told you, I felt like every time I heard a Cash Money record, I was like on some, okay, Cash Money doing their thing. But when the No Limit record came on, I wanted to be body. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a No Limit soldier. I get a bling bling. It felt like I was having a good time in the club. But when that, you know, I'm body, you know, I'm ready to go outside and do something.
Yeah.
You know, it was just me. Like it just gave me that feel. Like it just gave me that feel every time I heard those No Limit records. It was like they countered most of the times. Their counters on Cash Money was the perfect counter. You know what I'm saying? It was just what it was. Like I never thought there was going to be a counter for 400 Degrees, and I'm
No
like,
Limit Soldier.
he dropped No Limit Soldier, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know.
Yeah, what you gonna do with that? Those are 2 atomic bombs that hit. It was. We spoke about this off camera, and somebody wrote the perfect comment, and it was a gist of what you just said and what I'm saying. No Limit music was when you was grinding to get the paper. Cash Money music is when you was shining because you got the paper.
Yeah, a perfect example.
Like that was it. Like when you was No Limit was like, and everybody I spoke to that's a lot older than me when they was trapping, No Limit was the records they was trapping to. It was like it took them back to the trap. And Cash Money was the records when they was in the club rocking the Versace and the chains and doing their thing. Like that was that Cash Money movement to a certain extent. So yeah, that was whoever came up with that comment. That was essentially what he was trying to convey, and I was trying to convey at the same time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense what we're saying.
Yeah, all in a nutshell. He just that was the perfect comment because, like I said, that's just how I felt every time I seen No Limit. I'm like, yeah, boy, I remember, like you know what I'm saying, just trying to get just trying to figure the grind out at the time. Like I'm saying, it was what it was, and Cash Money, it was, you know, even though I know Cash Money got them grind records too. I'm not saying
because he didn't perform high.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You know,
and high, and it's so crazy because high was almost like the No Limit baton was passed because we thought that's what the whole Cash Money movement was gonna be was high. That grimy, we out here, we getting it, and then it was like a huge left turn after high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't perform. It was a lot of records that wasn't performed. Like, and when we sit back and think about it, it was a lot of records that didn't perform. It was a lot of aspects in each label's discography that was not hit. Like I said, there's a whole Lil Wayne discography that wasn't touched.
Yeah, Lil Wayne wasn't there.
And even records that Turk was on in the 400 Degrees project that wasn't touched. So yeah, and even No Limit, like it was only one C-Murder record performed. It was no Mystical records performed. So let's put this in perspective. Like it would have been a lot of atomic bombs being dropped, dog, if it was 20 records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, Las Vegas didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve that what was put on display. That should have been in New Orleans. That should have been in the Superdome. It should have been somewhere in the South.
Yeah.
If it could have been New Orleans, Houston, Atlanta, it should have been somewhere where it was going to be greatly appreciated by its people. Yeah. And that's facts, man.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you have a New York guy throwing the verses. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, we all in the consensus believe No Limit won it.
Yeah.
I heard them boys are trying to put together a tour together. I don't know how that's gonna play out.
Yeah.
You know, Baby look like he's on the beef.
Yeah.
So, you know,
yeah.
Maybe it worked, maybe it don't, but you know, hopefully it does.
Yeah.
I would love to see it, especially if it come to Miami.
I definitely want to go to that. That's nostalgia at its highest.
It is what it is.
Yeah, man. Shout out to No Limit. Shout out to CMR, man. Cash Money Records. You both of you guys did an amazing job for what it was, for all the individuals that showed up, man. Even Silk the Shocker looked like he knew what he was doing out there. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, shout out to everybody, man. Oh, shout out to Snoop, man. I think that was the knockout punch.
Yeah.
When Snoop came on, because everybody was expecting Lil Wayne to do what Snoop did.
Yeah, but, you know.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah. Hey, got to move on.
Mm-hmm.